step into the world behind bars, where the line between villainy and horror blurs. In this captivating video, we uncover the dark tales of 10 inmates whose deeds defy comprehension, even within the walls meant to contain them. Number 10. Billy Joe Johnson. Meet Billy Joe Johnson, known for his involvement with a white supremacist gang and his story marked by crime and brutality. He received a life sentence for seeking revenge after his gang was exposed on television, resulting in the murder of his childhood friend Scott Miller. His violence didn't end there. While in prison, he confessed to killing 2 other inmates over minor disputes and committing a vicious murder of a child molester. Johnson quickly became known as the toughest inmate in the prison. Even after receiving a death sentence in a retrial, he showed no remorse during the legal process. Number 9. Alexander Saloni. Alexander Saloni, a former feared assassin, gained notoriety as one of the most lethal figures in the criminal underworld. Trained as a ruthless killer in Russia, he was initially tasked with targeting senior NATO officials during the Cold War. However, after the Cold War ended and he found himself unemployed, Saloni shifted his deadly skills to the Russian mafia, becoming a notorious hitman. Despite his eventual imprisonment due to a series of contract killings, Saloni's deadly trade while incarcerated is true, carrying out multiple mafia order executions on fellow inmates. Executed a bold escape with the help of his mob connections. Seeking sanctuary in Greece, he longed for a tranquil life, but his past shadows relentlessly pursued him. Sadly, a mafia-hired assassin ended his life and his girlfriend, subjecting him to the violence he once epitomized. Number 8. Randy Kraft. Hailing from humble beginnings in California, Randy Kraft's heinous deeds sent shockwaves across the world. Convicted of numerous murders, each one adding to his chilling tally, Kraft's crimes horrified many. Despite his outward intelligence and charm, he harbored a monstrous alter ego, hiding it behind a facade of normalcy. Randy Kraft, a calculating predator who saw humanity as his hunting ground. Even behind bars, his thirst for blood remained unquenched, seamlessly transitioning his murderous pursuit within prison confines. Reports of inmate deaths suggested his ongoing reign of terror, exploiting the prison system to carry out his deadly schemes. With each life taken, his notoriety as one of America's most feared convicts only grew stronger. Number 7. Arthur Shakras. Born in Kittery, Maine, Arthur Shakras' life twisted into infamy through 14 deliberate, premeditated homicides. His gruesome acts earned him a terrifying reputation, with a silly gaze masking the chilling ruthlessness beneath his composed exterior. His charm hid a dangerous nature, making him a threat even in prison. Shakras' alleged murder of an inmate shocked many, raising questions about how someone convicted of multiple murders could commit another behind bars. These acts of violence only increased his terrifying reputation, showing his unending thirst for blood. Number 6. Alexander Pichushkin. Alexander Pichushkin, known as a chessboard killer, is a notorious Russian serial murderer who confessed to taking 63 lives. He marked each death on a chessboard, earning a chilling nickname. Serving a life sentence in solitary confinement for his crimes, he is considered too dangerous for regular prison. Despite limited information, there are suspicions of further killings behind bars. Number 5. Christopher Scarber. A formidable presence, feared by fellow inmates. He was African American and gained infamy for his role in the demise of notorious serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. Scarber's own violent past, including fatally confronting a former employer, cemented his reputation within Wisconsin's Columbia Correctional Institution as a figure not to be crossed. Dahmer, infamous for his crimes, mostly against African American, shared a cell with Scarber. Discovering Dahmer's atrocities, Scarber killed him in the prison gym. His brutal act led to years in solitary confinement, solidifying his reputation as the most feared inmate. Number 4. Robert Marsden. Robert Marsden, also known as a Hannibal the Cannibal, faced a tumultuous upbringing tainted by abuse. His life veered into a dark path of prostitution, addiction, and murder, tormented by inner demons urging him to harm his parents. Marsden believed complying might have spurred others. In 1974, he used karate to kill John Farrell. Despite imprisonment, his violent tendencies persisted. In 1978, he murdered 2 fellow inmates, Sonny Darwood, was strangled and stabbed, and William Roberts, due to his relentless brutality, authorities considered him extremely dangerous. As a result, they built a special two-cell unit in Wakefield prison to hold him indefinitely after he was attacked with a makeshift blade. Number 3. Hauna Asuna. Hauna Asuna gained notoriety for his violent past and a conviction for a brutal murder in 2011. Despite being discovered armed at a previous detention center, he was housed in the same cell as Luis Romero at Corcoran State Prison. Asuna killed his cellmate in a horrifying manner, too disturbing to describe on platforms like YouTube. This awful event has caused investigations, legal actions, and worries about inmate safety in California's prisons. In June 2022, Asuna's trial was stopped due to a defense request, leading to a change in his legal team. His new lawyer disagrees that Asuna is mentally fit to stand trial for Romero's alleged murder. Number 2. Thomas Silverston. Thomas Silverston, known for violence in prison, started his criminal journey with 3 bank robberies in 1975. Even in prison, he continued his violent phase, murdering a fellow Aryan Brotherhood inmate and later joining the ranks. Escalated to another murder, brutally beating Raymond Cadillac Smith with another inmate in 1983. Silverston and another inmate, Clay Faunan, brutally beat Smith 68 times. Additionally, he plotted and carried out the murder of Officer Merrill Eugene Klotz. Silverston, aided by other inmates, stabbed someone 40 times. As a result, he was sentenced to lifelong solitary confinement, enduring more than 36 years in a cell with constant light and sound isolation. This treatment, deemed torture by the ACLU, led to the creation of a special cell for him at Colorado's Supermax ADX prison. This marked him as one of the most isolated and notorious criminals in U.S. history. Number 1. Pedro Rodrigues Filio. Pedro Rodrigues Filio, a Brazilian serial killer known as Killer Petty, confessed over 100 murders, including 47 in prison. His violent path began at 14 when his father lost his job and escalated after his fiance's murder by a vengeful gang. He orchestrated a deadly attack at the gang leader's wedding, causing 7 deaths and 16 injuries. A chilling moment was when he encountered his father in prison, who had murdered Filio's mother. He stabbed him 22 times, and then went after other inmates he saw an extremely evil, killing a convicted rapist and his cellmate for crossing personal lines. Despite his brutal actions, he was released in 2007 due to a law limiting prison terms. Nowadays, he runs a YouTube channel to challenge his monstrous reputation. Here we have shared the stories of the 10 most infamous inmates, whose evil deeds persisted even within prison walls, leaving a dark stain on human history. We sincerely thank you for joining us on this unsettling journey.